welcome to the 5th year study group. Today we're going to be reviewing the draft. So to start off, we're going to go ahead and look at the steals and reaches of the draft.
Hey, that's my bike!
Corey, why don't you give me your 3 steals of the draft? Go ahead.
So my big 3 steals in this draft were Jimmy Graham at the 804 spot, Carlos Hyde at the 902 spot, and then Jameis Winston at the 1505. And I had to pick myself with Jameis Winston at 1505 as my favorite. What about you?
Okay. Alright, well, my 3 steals of the draft are Tyreek Hill at the 403, Phillip Rivers at the 806, and Trey Burton at the 1308. My favorite, if I had to pick a favorite of the 3, I'd probably do Trey Burton. I love Trey Burton this year. Matt Nagy, coming over from Kansas City, is going to be featuring a tight end like he did with Travis Kelce, and I think that is going to benefit Trey Burton a lot, and we'll see how it goes. So now we'll talk about the reaches of the draft. So we're going to lay out, 2 each?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yep. So my first reach was Carson Wentz. This is the nominee for the bad light bulb idea here. Just a bad idea at the 509 spot to draft Carson Wentz. I think that could backfire that early. And then Steven Gostkowski at 1310.
Yeah, there's no reason to draft a kicker in the 13th round.
Stream.
Yeah, just draft him with your last pick. Alright, my 2 reaches of the draft were Greg Olsen at the 501 and the Jags defense at the 1009. So the 9th pick in the 10th round. I think that has to be my least favorite because drafting a defense in the 10th round is just unnecessary. I usually wait and use my second to last or last pick for a defense, and then I stream throughout the year. You just can look at the matchups, see how it's going to go, and then dictate what you want to do for defenses throughout the year. There's no reason to draft one early. I don't like it. Okay, so the next, we'll skip honorable mentions. The next thing we're going to do is roll right into individual team grades. So we broke everybody's team down by quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, flex, and bench, and then an overall. We're just going to give the overall grade and then talk about the best part of the team and then the worst part of the team.
These are wrong. The whole thing. Just bad. Poor assessment.
Well, we're going to start off with the fake Pete Gunn. His overall grade was a B-. His highlight was his running backs. His running backs were his strong suit, so he got a B+ for that. And then his low point was his flex and bench. We gave him a C for that. And in the notes I wrote here, the bench hurts his team. I think his starters are solid though. So we'll see what happens there.
Yep, moving right along to the second team here, Glorified Mall Cop. Great name. Decent team. Overall, we gave him a B+, with his highest grade coming in at the tight end and running back position. Our notes for that one were that his bench has some potential, but his running backs are what's going to hold this team together. And yeah, moving right along, third team.
Yeah. Okay, so the third team is the real Pete Gunn. We gave them an overall of a C+. I think this came in as one of our lower teams. But a C+, the strong suit for the team was the running back and the wide receiver position. We gave those spots both A-. And then the low point of the team was the quarterback, so we gave him a D. I think he had Ryan Tannehill and Blake Bortles. It doesn't look very promising. No, so we'll see what happens with that.
Backup situation either.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, moving on to the fourth team is trading season. Really well put together team right here. It has the highest overall grade in the entire field of A-, with the high point being A- at running back and at quarterback, and its lowest grade coming in at tight end, which was still a B. The only notes that we said for this one is it's a well-rounded team. Definitely best of the draft.
Mark's team looks solid. Alright, next team is It's a Fake. So the overall grade for It's a Fake is a B. The high point for this team is the quarterback position with an A. I think you had Aaron Rodgers and Phillip Rivers. That's amazing. And then the low point for this team was the tight end with a C-. I think he had Tyler Eifert, and that's just a question mark. So I said for the notes for this team, I love the quarterbacks, love the receivers. Running backs could use some improvement, so we'll see how that goes.
Moving right along into the sixth team here, it's a Jimmy G thing. Great team name. Nice work on that one. Overall grade of a B. This one was B's all across the board, some pluses, some minuses. The highest one, running backs at B+, and tight ends, and then the lowest one being a B- for the flex and bench. For notes, we said The QB has a high bust potential on this team, and you, my friend, hate Brandon Cooks.
Not a fan of Brandon Cooks. We'll see what happens. I just don't see him being a huge part. I know they did pay him a lot, but it didn't look like he succeeded very well in New England. So we'll see how it transfers. The next team we're going to be talking about is P Top Kevin Bottom. So the overall grade we gave a B+, with the high point being the running back situation. Strong running backs. And then the low was the quarterback position, because it's kind of like it could be here or it could be down here, so we'll just kind of see how that turns out. I'm slightly nervous, but there is upside. The notes for the team is QBs could crumble or could be awesome. Like I said, wide receivers have a strong floor, and then the running backs are strong. So.
Alright, moving right along to Team Shroff. And
Team Shroff.
This received the second highest grade in the draft here at B+. The overall wide receiver situation here is an A, really good, with low being the flex bench still only at a B though, so
Right.
he just said needs to focus on QB and running back depth, otherwise this team has some pretty good upside to it currently.
Alright, Team Jordan. Team Jordan got an overall of a C+. The best part of his team is his receiver core, DeAndre Hopkins and Odell Beckham, I believe. That's loaded. And then the low point for his team was his flex and bench. It was a C-. All he had was receivers, so that's where he got a big knock. They have upside, but there's no depth for any position. So we graded him a C-. And that's what we had for the notes as well. So go ahead and roll to the next team.
Yep, and finishing off here, the last one is Suspension Wagon. Overall grade of a B, right in the middle of the pack, like many of the other teams in the league right now. High point with quarterbacks at a B+, low point at the flex and bench position with a B-. We just said not the strongest B in the entire field of other B teams right now. Needs running back depth, and bench receivers could be good.
Awesome. We'll see how that goes. We're going to roll right in here to the matchup preview. Corey, I don't have it pulled up, so if you could do the projections for me, that would be great.
So we have matchup preview 1 for week 1 here, the big kickoff to the season. We have the fake Pete Gunn versus Pete Top Kevin Bottom. My pick for this one was Pete, and
I picked myself for that team. For obviously, I'm going to bet for myself, not against myself, so we'll see how it goes. The next matchup is Team Shroff versus the real Pete Gunn. Corey, you looked like you were betting with Hannah, and I'm betting with Hannah as well, so we're clean across the board for that. What was the projections for that?
Yeah, both of us.
No, like do you have the score projections pulled up?
No, not
Oh, that's
currently.
okay. Alright, so the next matchup then was Suspension Wagon versus Team Jordan. Corey chose Jake to pull that one off, and I did as well, so that's another clean sweep. Go ahead and do the last two, I know.
Yeah, so our last two matchups are Trading Season versus Glorified Mall Cop. We both picked Mark in this situation to win, and we will be doing 2 highlight games each week. This one qualified for our Sunday night game, so this is going to be what we anticipate to be the best matchup of the week, closest competition.
Sunday night's usually the prime time game, so we're going to roll that out as the prime time game.
And then moving right along into the last game slotted for this week, It's a Fake versus Nothing But a Jimmy G Thing. And we both, well, I picked myself and you picked
I bet against you because you bet against me,
right,
so screw you. Whatever. Yeah, so like we were saying, we're going to do one game each week as the Sunday night game. That's the primetime game, and then we're also going to do a snoozer game. So that's like your 3 o'clock game where you're taking a nap, getting ready for the night game. So the snoozer game candidate was Suspension Wagon versus Jordan Hayner, and then the Sunday night matchup is going to be Glorified Mall Cop versus Trading Season. So that, yep.
I believe the point differential
We're
on
very
that
close.
was
Very
pretty
close
close for our Sunday night, and there was a larger discrepancy.
That being said, update, it did sound like Le'Veon Bell will not be playing the first game, so that's going to hurt Glorified Mall Cop a little bit, but I'm pretty sure he has James Conner on his bench, so it should be fine. And for that, I think we're going to sign off. So we'll see you next time on the 5th Year Study Group.